I have a troubleshooting quiz for an actual issue that I dealt with yesterday. I have an unboxing that will probably be anticlimactic. It's a story of excessive exuberance. It is a computer component, sort of. Getting an audio confirmation, and now we get a confirmation for SpeakerBot. I did not do a test stream this morning.
DougBot said, hey,
Ran
is this
out of
thing
time.
on?
Everything looks like it's working. All right, there we go. So, the troubleshooting quiz. So this problem is already solved. I know what the solution is. I'm going to give it to you piece by piece. Oh, come on. I moved her. I moved her before the show started. How the heck? I moved her and I tested it. How did that happen? And then I exited OBS, came back into OBS and tested again. And she was still in her place. I'm gonna test this here. See, still came up the wrong place. Why? Why? Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? All right, you can keep messing with me if you want to pull her up in front of my face. Why? But if I wait till after stream and then try to fix that, how do I know it's going to stick? Because I fixed this before the stream and it's still messed up. How can that possibly be? It must be in the begin stream commands that something resets it. John Williams says Stormy has a mind of her own. Move Stormy. Brian Lightfoot gives me coordinates to move her to. All right. All right, back to the troubleshooting experience. I have several clients from their computers. They access the scans folder on a copy machine, full-size conventional copy machine. On a Windows 11 computer, fairly new, it's one of the B-Link computers. This particular user was not able to access the scans folder on the copy machine that was in his area. This office has 4 copy machines. The scans folder is accessed the same way on all 4 of them. He could not access the scans folder on that machine, but he could access the scans folder on the other copy machines. Other people in his area in the building, he's in the top floor in the east, or the main office, they were able to access the scans folder just fine. But in that area, he's the only Windows 11 computer. So where does that take you? Now, I have not given you enough information to actually figure out the correct solution, although it's possible you might guess it. Is that all I want to give you right now? Yeah, then I'll give you another clue. This was kind of a head scratcher. And this will probably go through the rest of the show. I'm going to go say hello to people in chat, and then we'll come to this unboxing. See what's up with that. Hi everyone. In some Scottish city may recognize the greeting Halloware. Now I don't know how to pronounce it, but I did look it up using Copilot. And found out that it is a Scottish greeting. Yeah, here we go. Over here. Regular viewer, waiting for my live stream to begin. Put this message in the chat. This was yesterday, last night. Hello, everybody. If there are any Ouija's on here, Halloware. Can you explain what that meant? I'm not going to read through it all, but basically Scottish slang. It's a greeting. And informally, phonetic spelling. Hello there, essentially. Oh, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello, hello there. So I think with those twisted pronunciations, I can see how they got to that. I did not catch on quite see how that evolved But that makes sense. Hello, Rick Lakes. Hello, Chris Garrett. Alice, hello. Ski Man. Chris Garrett. Yit works now. I am on my phone. Yeah, well, there was a problem with his chat when I comically banned him from the show, last Saturday, and then unbanned him. There was another extra piece I had to do. So he wasn't able to chat when he first came back. Sorry about that again, Chris. Getting dizzy watching from Ski Man. Oh, gets him buffering? Do I have dropped frames? I do not. Ski Man refresh to fix that. Awesome trader. John Williams says, can I remember what the trader was? No, I do not. Because I configured that like 2 days ago. So that's the trader. If I click on it, it starts playing, but it won't go out over the air because I don't have my browser audio. Oh yeah, it's the Ukrainian roller skaters. There are so many scam videos out there that look to be, Simon Cowell and the rest of the crew that are just totally AI generated and fake. Watch out for that. So many bogus videos out there that'll make that try to make you sucker you into thinking it's real. Hello, Phil Stodd, John Williams, Brian Lightfoot. Here we go. My kids asked me if I ever played video games. I said, of course. Back in my day, it was called going outside. Okay? It's a joke. If I ever played video games, going outside was a video game? Because you see stuff outside, I guess. I feel like there might be something more to that joke than I'm getting. I am feeling better today. Thank you. Selden Ball, Jeff Ryman, Phil Stodd, Rick Lakes. Hello. Stormy has a mind of her own. Scanning a little bit. Martin Hogg. It jumped on me again. It's because when I have something highlighted, I think that's how it happens. Charlie Purdy, I lose track of whose names I've already called out. Danielle Emberley, hello. Twain issue regarding scanning. Can you give us more about that issue? And of course, as always, if anybody's got a question coming up in chat, please guide me to that with a read chat, please, and point me to that person's message. Oh, she's asking if that was the issue regarding copy machines. No, but fair question. I'm sorry, I didn't. Duh. We're going to do this troubleshooting quiz all through the show. And then first person that came up with a suggestion, I didn't realize that was a suggestion. Something to do with the router switch. At least that's what my thought process would start, but it does sound like a setting somewhere. Now, I should tell you that that person is able to print to that copy machine. And we can ping that copy machine. And I can even put that copy machine's IP address into the browser and get to its programming interface. So all of that works. Old style authentication disabled by default. NTLM v1. Well, NTLM, not quite sure what that is, but the, what is it? I'm forgetting that obsolete protocol, and it was enabled. And this used to work for him. Last week it was working for him. All right, I'm gonna do it. appwiz.cpl. I got to penalize myself for not remembering this. So if you're going to turn Windows features on or off, the SMB client was already turned on for him, and that's all you need is the SMB client. That was already present. Greg M, SMB, no, it was already turned, it was already enabled properly, and I went back and checked through that. There's two other related issues that somebody might ask about. These are reasonable questions, and I went and checked on these. Old style authentication disabled by default. Yeah, SMB, I don't know this one. Windows 11 by default requires password authentication to gain access to shared folders on another device. Yes, by default. That is not the way we have this configured. We have it configured to get around that. Sometime down the road, I'm probably going to turn that on because it's a more safe way to do it. But these copy machine providers, they bring the copy machines in and they set them up this way, and it takes time to reverse that. And I just feel like even enabling the password authentication and setting that up in a way that works from each of the computers, I'm not sure it's justifiable in an office that is this level of relaxed security. Now, don't get all excited when I say relaxed security. We use complex passwords on the workstations. We have two-factor authentication set up where applicable, but people do know each other's passwords. They don't have secrets from each other. And there she is again. So that's what I mean by relaxed passwords, relaxed security. Security is implemented in layers, depending upon the circumstances and how exposed your network is to the outside determines how far you go with security. You can go to the extent with security where in order for a person to log into their workstation, they have to do a two-factor authentication right there, even though they do that day after day, or use some kind of a security key. That's way overblown for the most of my offices. There's one exception. I don't think Doug ever went outside to play. Oh man, the adventures that we used to get into is the grammar school, riding bicycles all over the city. Grammar school. It doesn't happen anymore. Then of course, more so in junior high, more so in high school. Only used one Scots city whose citizens are called Ouija's. Only used in one Scottish city. Oh, all right. Yeah, you know what? It seems to me that that was part of the co-pilot. Didn't it say the where? People from Glasgow. Term Ouija's playful nickname for people from Glasgow, Scotland, derived from Glaswegians, also used informally. Yeah, is that the city you're referring to, Martin? Permissions issue, reasonable idea too, but that was not the solution. Now, SMB, we talked about already. Is the audio bot working? Oh, let's try something. I'm going to copy that exclamation mark C.
Why, certainly.
It showed up for me. Did you hear that? Let me know in chat if you heard that. Because we did have an issue not too long ago. Yeah, monitor is off again. I changed that.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Oh, so you're saying it is working. Oh, but it was working previously only when I did it. So did you hear those yeses? I guess what I need. Okay, now I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Why do I not have today's show up? John Williams can hear it. Greg M. Okay, I'm going to get to that one in a moment, Greg. Since that's on the troubleshooting topic, I got to get back here. Okay, somebody give me another speaker bot. Please. I'm listening. I did not hear the read chat, please. Come through on the show. But you're not telling me in chat that you can't hear it. and I'm still getting an echo. So I'm going to make another change here. Then I'm going to go catch up with the chat messages. Okay. Did anyone hear my read chat? I still
Read
suspect
chat,
can't hear it
please.
anymore.
Read
right.
chat, please.
Yeah, it's not Stormy hiding everything. Monitor off. It should be monitor only, monitor and output. It should go to output. All right, now I just made another change. So try it again after this Phil Stodd comment. Try it again.
Read chat, please.
I'm hearing it as an
Read
echo.
chat, please. Read chat, please. Read chat, please.
Okay, you're hearing it as a single. I'll leave it set as that.
Read chat, please.
Although
Why, certainly.
it occurs to me I should do output only, so monitor off. Okay, now I just made another change. Try it again. No, Greg, they cannot access it using the name of the printer, and I did specifically try
Read
that.
chat, please. Read chat, please. Chat, please.
Yeah, you're hearing it without the echo. I'm hearing it without the echo. There we go. That's good. Yeah, that was a good question. Now, as in doing that,
That's a Big 10-4.
I tried accessing one of the other copy machines using the name and shared folder. That was successful. And then I just changed the name right here to be the target copy machine. Still unsuccessful. And there is a message that I was getting when I was trying to access it. Let me give you that. Let's see. Yeah, the message that I get on that workstation when trying to access the scans folder by pressing Windows key R, the 2 backslashes, and the IP address or the machine name, it says the specified network name is no longer available. That's what it said. Now, let me give you some other tips about this. I tried accessing that copy machine from other computers in the office that normally would not try to access that machine. The Windows 10 computers were successful. The Windows 11 computers were not. So this affected all Windows 11 computers, but
Read chat, please.
Only for that copy machine.
Read chat, please.
My microphone, yes, it is quieter. So to fix that, I'll let you watch me. So that's essentially like rebooting the microphone, right? Unplug it and plug it back in. That is a known symptom, known issue. So that should have fixed my audio.
That's a Big 10-4.
Selden says okay now. I'm concerned that I have missed some people's responses to the troubleshooting issue. Princess doesn't perch on my shoulders, so I guess Princess is working right. Is that what you're telling me? Because I checked Princess this morning too, and I had to do a fix for Princess. For those who don't know, Princess is this tiger that might show up in just a moment if somebody got the hint of what I'm trying to hint at that would cause Princess the tiger. There you go. Thank you, John Williams and Ski Man. Yeah, Princess is fixed. She can't have babies anymore. John Downey, this past week I fixed the Win 11 PIN login, recovered their Microsoft login, and recovered their Microsoft account. One recommendation, use an iPhone and ensure your email access is set up. I captured that. I saw that comment in yesterday's chat after the show was over, and I captured it with an extra question for you, John. So let me go over to my note on that. Let's see, here yesterday you said I was able to fix a church member's PC. Their PIN number needed to be reset. We had to recover their bellsoft.net email account. There was a 30-day delay before it was recovered. So reading between the lines there, I think what you're saying is that it's the PIN number for logging in to their computer, and their computer was connected with a Microsoft account, because that's, I think, the only time that you would have a PIN number. If they forget their PIN number and also forgot their password, then you'd have to go do a reset. Now, something that some people don't realize, and I've walked people through this on the phone, is when they forget the PIN number and it says, no, that's wrong, there's a link underneath, I think it's called forgot PIN number, and then that lets you put in the password. But if they've forgotten their password for their Microsoft account, then they have to do a password reset. If that Microsoft account was configured for this bellsouth.net email account that they no longer use and have totally lost track of, then that would be a reason why they have to recover that email account. That email account is not the Microsoft account, but the Microsoft account might be using that email address. So when you try to do a password reset of the Microsoft account that uses that bellsouth.net email account, it's going to send a code to the email account. If they're not currently using that email account, then it sounds like you had to go recover that email account in order to get all this done. And then there's this 30-day delay before it was recovered. So I'm suspecting that had to do with recovering the Bell South email account, because they need to make sure you weren't trying to steal the account from somebody else. So they were going to send out some email messages to that account and say that, hey, somebody's trying to recover your account. Is that okay? Do you object? And if they don't get any response after 30 days, they'll let you go ahead and recover it. John Downey, have I accurately described the situation by reading between the lines and all of that? The PIN number was corrupted. Yeah, what does that mean? How do you know that? Isn't that just a conclusion? Were you able to prove that the PIN number was corrupted? How? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Just that what they thought was the PIN number was no longer working. Now then, another thing I do is go have them press the Windows key and type the PIN number where they can see it, to be sure that the keyboard is actually producing the characters you think it is. The computer would not let us log in. That doesn't quite tell me that I described it correctly. Maybe you didn't keep up with my description. Is network discovery enabled and network on Windows 11 set to private network? Yes, on all of those accounts. And again, reasonable questions to ask. Did you do an IEP config question? Yes, I did. Also, another reasonable thing to ask. Quiet mic becomes a problem if show automatically goes to Carrie's show. I then get blasted by the jump out of your seat volume for that show's intro volume. Yeah, his intro volume is sometimes too high. Yeah, I don't know what PIN number corrupted means. Yesterday's Windows update caused my Proton Mail bridge to display an SMTP error yet again. Both on version 11 and 10, it will probably correct itself next week. Oh, Proton Mail bridge. I don't know Proton Mail enough to know what a bridge is in that scenario.
Read chat, please.
John Williams, last night I was logged into Facebook account, received a message saying new login on a device I have had for a long time. That is concerning because that might mean that a hacker somewhere in the world signed in. Now, if you dig deeper into your Facebook account, I'm pretty sure if you get into your account settings and security, I don't know what the options are, but there's a path where you should be able to see recent logins and a login history, so forth. And you may be able to see where that login occurred. And if you find that that login occurred from another country, then go change your password and verify that you have a two-factor authentication set up. Now, Facebook might know your current computer to the point that it's not prompting you for a two-factor authentication. So what you can do is open an incognito browser window where you're not signed in with your own Google account or Microsoft account, and try accessing your Facebook account. And there you should have to put in your username and your password and actually do your two-factor authentication. Sometimes people will mistakenly set up two-factor authentication for account recovery, but in some scenarios that's different than two-factor authentication for each login on a computer that's not already registered with whatever host you're working with. I received a message saying new login on a device I've
Read
had.
chat, please.
If the new login message showed up on a computer you've been using for a long time, that might not be what generated the message. It might be some other computer across the world, or it might be that it could be that Facebook does a periodic reset for security purposes and reconnects or re-authenticates with your computer, and that might trigger that message. I'm not sure. John Williams says, I did change my password and verify that you have two-factor authentication set up so that any computer elsewhere in the world is going to get prompted for two-factor. Because once you signed in again on your computer with the new password, you might not have gotten prompted for a two-factor authentication if Facebook knows your computer or the browser that you're using. The PC had an error message. The PIN number was lost, and we would have to log into the PC with the Microsoft account password and create a new PIN number. Oh, so, okay, I get what you mean by corrupted now. That it wasn't that they were typing the PIN number wrong. It's that something had gotten corrupted or damaged or lost about the PIN number. You had to create a new one. Okay, I get it. I get it. 928, I got to give you more clues about the troubleshooting issue. Okay, so I told you all the Windows 11 computers in the office, when trying to access this particular copy machine, were unable to access the scans folder. So I compared the copy machine's software implementation. All of the machines were automatically getting updates. They all had updates that came to them for their operating system during last month. However, the other three machines are a different, I don't know, class or string of computers. They had a different interface on their programming interface. Top Access is the name of their programming interface. So it's laid out a little bit differently. So it's a different version because it's probably a different generation copy machine. So that gave me an explanation why this copy machine is having the trouble for all the Windows 11 computers. It just says that this machine is different. I can't make it the same as the others because it is a different series of copy machine. I can't install the same the same software. Okay. So when a troubleshooting issue gets difficult, go back to basics. What is the basic that I haven't said that I did? What is the basic that nobody has suggested yet? Yes, I was able to ping the IP address, and I did mention that. You might have missed that. I know it's hard to keep every word that I said. DVR mode from the beginning. Reboot. Reboot. What do you mean by reboot? Turn the PC on and off, Alice says. I did do that early in the process, and I neglected to tell you that. That did not solve it. I want a specific answer. Reformat the hard drives on the workstations? That's not basic. That's nuclear. Turn the copy machine off and on. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, Greg. Yes, Greg, that was it. Just restart the copy machine. Since I was working remotely, I did it through the top access interface. But yeah, that's all that was needed, is restart the copy machine. Now that doesn't fix anything. So this could easily happen again. So I informed the user that that's all it's needed. They can go turn it off and turn it on again if it happens again. But if it does happen again, I want them to let me know, because this could become an issue for the other machines. I don't know at this point if this machine is a newer model than the other three, such that when the other three get replaced, that's going to be a problem as well. There should be some better way to fix this than have to restart the copy machine when this happens. And it appears to happen for all the Windows 11 computers. Now, will there be a Windows update down the road that will fix this symptom? Entirely possible. Absolutely. However, not the update. Wait a minute. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, not the update from yesterday, because the subject computer that the user had this problem. The first thing I did with his computer last night was install this month's cumulative update. So that computer was still having the problem with this month's cumulative update. No, the Windows 10 computers were fine. And I did mention that earlier as well. So, and that's weird. That is still weird in hindsight. Why are only the Windows 10 computers having the problem when they had all the same security configuration? Now, something we didn't get into, nobody mentioned, was in GPEdit, Group Policy Editor, there's a place to enable insecure connections. And there's a second one in Microsoft networking, something. The default option there is always works. But I check it as well. And those were all set correctly. Is the GPEdit only a Windows 11 issue? I don't recall that. Now, I didn't get to the unboxing. I'll go ahead and do that. Excessive opulence here for this computer component. Original unboxing. You say I haven't opened this yet. Not heavy. Oh, it's protected. Really? All this box for batteries, couldn't those just go into a padded envelope? Doug, do you believe there are some settings or some connection information that the printer itself holds onto, just like a router holds information for communications? That's a reasonable idea, because restarting the printer effectively erases its memory. If you answered this earlier, I'm sorry, was the printer running the most recent firmware version Yes, only by saying that it automatically gets updates. It had automatic updates applied last month. The printer folks may have released a fix. It is possible that they have posted a firmware update since the last automatic update that you have to go get manually because it has not been thoroughly tested. So it is possible that you have to go grab it manually. That's a good idea. Yeah, CMOS batteries. Did you guess that before I actually showed it? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Lawn Dog. Great packing on top only. Yeah, there's no cushioning on the bottom, right? Yeah, bitter coated. I did answer that already. If you didn't hear me answer it, it's because you were too busy dictating something else. Yeah, I did respond to you, Lawn Dog. You probably didn't hear it because you were busy dictating again. He has to turn off his speakers in order to dictate. Or if he uses a headset, he can still be hearing me through here. But when you're dictating, you can't really understand what somebody's saying and comprehend it. All right, you can send an email to this address with questions that myself in the chat room would be delighted to respond to try to help you. Yeah, and he says that he's not using his headphones currently. All right, have a great Wednesday, everybody. I will catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply VB, where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme.